When I look at where I'm coming from, I know I'm blessed, and I close my eyes and smile. Sometimes I feel like the richest man in Babylon.
I didn't know it was right here y'all live.
And I've done my best, so everything's alright inside. Oh, every morning, I rise, I stare at the sun. I know it is a blessing.
Say, dear Phyllis, happy birthday to you. And many, 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 many more. Many, many more. Blow, blow, blow. Blow, baby, blow.
Happy Mother's Day to everybody. This is a special day for me and for my mom and my sisters, all of us who are mothers. I want to wish them a happy Mother's Day. I'd like to thank Mom especially for all the sacrifices that she has made in her life for us. I really want to thank her because, you know, she's been mother of 5 and I only have 2, and you know, raising 2 was tough, so I could imagine how much tougher it was to raise 5. I think I used her as my role model as to how to raise children, to advise them, but to give them space to be their own. She was always funny, and she was a good cook, a doer of everything, a good cook, a good seamstress.
She was a very big influence in my life, taught me a lot of things. The first jokes, the first ghost stories.
Grandma, if I begin to recount the memories, this video will be a lifetime long, but I could safely say that my favorite memories would be the summer night sleepovers. I think all the grandchildren looked forward to those days, especially the scary stories. Don't mind every man jack pulled a mattress in your room after because you were scared to sleep alone. Or when you tell us that you're a sukunyant, according to my pronunciation, a sukunyant, and you tell us that you're gonna uncover us with your skin and fly out into the night, we still sleep in your room and we still cuddle up under you because you are the one who gonna protect us from the monster bird and the sukunyant and the larger blast and the lego and all the scary stories that we always want to hear but then have to huddle up in your room after. Those are honestly the days that I will never ever forget.
Thanks for everything you do for me every day, and even though I might not see myself, I appreciate all the time. I appreciate everything you do. I love you very much.
Well, you know, we've been interviewed for Mother's Day. I'm clearly not a mother, but I'm here to speak about one of the best mothers that I ever knew in my life. She was pretty much my second mother. You know, because my first mother, my holy mother, was doing what she had to do for her family. They were away for a while and grandma took it upon herself to take care of me when mommy wasn't here. So I'm very grateful for her. And happy Mother's Day, Grandma. You are amazing and we all love you.
Happy Mother's Day, Mom. You are a great part of our life, of who we are, who we have become. I love you dearly. You do drive me crazy sometimes, as much as I drive you crazy, I'm sure. But I love you dearly, and I just want to wish you many more Mother's Day ahead. I think what I remember most about you growing up is that you were always so well manicured. You know, you always had your hair done and your nails done, and you kept a really great house. The house was always clean and organized and fancy. And I guess now that I am an adult, all of those things that I saw growing up is how I try to make my house. Apart from that, I always remember you used to make sausage rolls, you know, bread and sweet bread, and maybe that's why my love for baking is what it is, because I remember being in the kitchen and trying to help and doing all of those things with you. You used to make lemon meringue pie, and you know, it's like, oh my gosh, you know, she was just like the greatest person ever, because you just seem to be capable of so much. I don't think you have been what people would call a housewife to me, because you have always been so industrious. You always had a plant business, you're always doing something, you know, you weren't just home seeing about the kids and cooking and stuff. You did all of that and you did it magnificently, but you still always was a businesswoman, even though it wasn't a formal business. And I think I admired you for that. I think that I myself, because of my own fear, have struggled trying to develop my own business. And I wish I had more of your business sense, and you were not afraid to try things. You were not afraid to want to do something, to start a plant business and think that that was okay, you know. I tried to start a brownie business and hesitating totally most of the time, you know, because of my own fear. I admire you and I love you. I really, really do. Happy Father's Day.
Where you want from?
What are you playing?
Oh, yeah!
Grandma fan, she said.
She was my second mother until my mother passed away. And my wife's family becomes my family. My family is very, very important to me. So I want to say thank you.
Your mothers, and I want to apologize for the mother that I shoot the other day, but this be tough, so she can't come here and sell pie with tough and then pay me nothing. I think she should have passed her change. Don't you know the woman's jokes? I think cow. Happy Mother's Day, girl. I'm sorry. Yeah, now your bad boy just drop it. You don't come here and sell pie with tough. Eh?
She and I didn't always see eye to eye from a very young age, but I always knew that everything she did out of love. She did it because she thought that was the right thing to do and the best thing to do, not for herself but for her children. And most of her life she has lived doing things for her children, for her family. And it's something that, you know, you try to pass on to your own children, the value of family and being close-knit. And Mommy, of course, was always the pillar, the person who everybody looked to for everything. All of the family events, all the birthdays, all the Christmas, all every possible event that could come up all during the year, Mommy was the one who would organize and cook and feed. And I think feeding for her was a way to say I love you. And boy, were we loved. In more ways than we can imagine.
We're going to get both for the eating program. This person is very well cook for breakfast, lunch, dinner.
When you wake up the next morning and it's a full feast, you got an egg, you got an toast, you got an sausage, porridge, tea, and you got an fruit. And you would promise us that if we finish all, that we're going to the beach. But by the time we finish that, everybody don't forget about that beach already because your belly bursting full. You always had all the tricks and we were always gullible every single time.
Mom and I used to be drinking buddies, which I felt was really cool because I didn't have to sneak anywhere to drink. I was in the comfort of my home with my drinking buddy. Mom, I love you. I've enjoyed every minute of my childhood and my adult life because of you and your influence you've had on me, and I aspire to be a great mom, and I hope I can be as great a mom as you've been to me.
You are what I consider a wonder to my world and a gem to anyone who has the pleasure of knowing you. The original pan mouth, that's where they say I got it from. The original red woman, the original frizzy hair queen. Me and Jessie have to thank you for that one. The woman whose smile is so wide, you wonder how she don't bite off her ears yet. The woman who, without a fail, greets you with a warm hug and a kiss every single time, lipstick mark and all. The woman whose warmth and personality radiates as far as the wind blows. The woman who to me is the epitome of beauty in its purest form, inside and out. the woman who is selfless without a second thought. Growing up, I always heard that you would always welcome someone into our family who couldn't do better for themselves because you believed in family and you believed in being generous and being genuine. Even when you yourself had next to nothing, helping others and giving back was natural and was never an issue. I have adopted that trait from you, and I can only pray that one day I can achieve the level of selflessness and strength that you effortlessly embody.
Happy Mother's Day, Grandma. I hope you have an amazing day and this joy brings you peace and joy. And I just wanted to say thank you for all that you've done for me in my life. Thank you for all the times that you've taken me under your wing and looked after me. I really appreciate that, and it was such a blessing to have you for the amount of time that I did. You always made me laugh, and you're always so nurturing, so loving, so generous, and I appreciate that so much. And I hope that I can be as loving and generous as you are in the years that come.
I come from a family of 5 siblings. We only have 7 grandchildren, but I think the biggest part of my life is my family. I love my siblings dearly. We're close. We have differences, I think, but that's normal, so that's not an issue for me. And now that I'm 52, I think that when you're growing up, you don't realize how significant these people are in your life, how they impact you. I was the last to get married and the last to have children, and I have learned so much from even my younger sisters about how to be a good parent, from Cheryl especially, because she's the one that I have been around the most. I feel that for my son, who is a single child, that he's missing out from having the things that I had growing up, from having siblings. And I pray that the closeness that he has with his cousins now, although they may not always be together, that he will always feel so close to them, that he, like a brother or sister, that he will always have someone that he could depend on, that he could call if he's having a problem, because I will not always be there. But you know, the way things are now for me, if I'm not well or I'm not whatever, I have Debbie, Ronnie, Cheryl and Lisa, always. I feel it, I know it, I don't have to think about it. And I know that if I call them, that they will always come. And I wouldn't like that for my son. So, Ronnie, Debbie, Cheryl, and Lisa, I love you guys. You are one of the biggest things in my life, apart from Ian and Ray Anthony and my mother. So I wish you all always the best, and I love you.
It's something that I can't explain. I know very many people didn't have the same family upbringing that we had. The closeness of the family, and you know, mom being the pivotal point there for everything. When I was sick, when you were well, the children are not there. If you ever needed help, mommy was always there, willing and waiting to drop whatever she was doing and be there. That is how our family united. And Mother's Day today certainly is a reminder, you know, of how important she is, has been, and always will be in all our lives, not just her children, but her grandchildren, and then someday even her great-grandchildren. I hope she lives long. Daddy didn't. He missed out. This was the first year that we will be celebrating anything without him. And under normal circumstances, he would have been here to give his 2 cents, as he liked to say. So it's the first time that our family is short of one person. but we will continue to come together as we always have, and probably always will. And I hope when the grandchildren are older, that they will continue to do so. Also, to not forget where it all began. It all began with Mom and Dad, making sure that we never forget who we are, be there for each other in good and bad times, and stay together always. So it's not just Mother's Day, but every day. Miss Dad, I miss him. And Mommy, I hope she's here for many, many more celebrations of Mother's Day and every other day that comes.
She has to use this thing, okay? She comes. Hey, look at this game! I like this picture! She forget you! Uncle Frank. Candy Crush or something on. Here, Uncle Frank. Joyce, what she ask you not to show her? Yeah, boy! Uncle Frank. That is yours? No, true. I am guilty.
And when I think of you, I also think of someone who's extremely funny and always has a funny story to tell or an embarrassing story to tell that will make me laugh nonetheless. And I admire how fearless you are as a woman. When I think of you, I think of someone who's not afraid to speak their mind, not afraid of what anybody else thinks. And I think that in the day and age that we live in, that's so important. You just speak your mind, you say your piece, and yeah, I admire that. It's very rare and unique to have someone who's so open and so honest, and I hope that I can be that open and honest. But yes, I hope you have an amazing day. I love you.
She don't take no nonsense from nobody. She's a real straightforward person. She cut to the point who breaks laws. She don't put them she mouth for nobody. She says she had to say how she feels to say it, and you take it however you want to take it.
The trips to Fort George where you would show us the cannon that you say you shoot Grandpa in his backwards, which will explain the scar that he have on his lower back. You said that was from you shooting him with the cannon in Fort George, and you show us the dungeon you keep him in until he was ready to marry. To be honest, those stories, they have so many things that I could say on this video, but the ones that come into memory right now are making me feel so happy, like I feel like I want to cry, but I won't. Reflecting on you, Grandma, I see your strength every single day. You made sacrifices in order to provide for your family, and not only financially but emotionally and mentally as well. You always say that you have no greater love than the love you have for your family and for God. And I am certain that there were days when you felt like giving up, but God bless you with a fighting spirit, with a strong spirit, with a vivacious spirit. And to this day, the light in you just shine through. It shine through and it touch everybody that inside, that in your presence. It touched them in a positive way. I'm not crying because I'm sad. I'm crying because when you reflect on these memories, your heart just feels full and you just laugh and smile and remember all the good times. Times may have changed, but you will always be timeless. Your personality and energy is pure and contagious. You can't help but be happy and joyous when you're in your presence. Anybody could attest to that. Anybody could agree with that. Grandma, I admire you and your journey wholeheartedly. And I thank you always for praying for us, because we feel it and we appreciate it. To the woman that was there before I opened my eyes, to the woman who taught me how to walk with a big jersey, to the woman who would sneak me a sip of her drink even when I was underage and not allowed to, To the woman that watches TV and talks back to it and laugh out hysterically and crack me up every single time. The woman who laughs so hard she chokes and coughs first the joke sweet. To the woman that sees the good in everyone even when they don't deserve it. The woman who remains firm in her grounding despite the obstacles that she faced. To the most selfless and beautiful woman in my world. I love you. I appreciate you. You are more than enough, and you are celebrated not only on Mother's Day or your birthday, but every single day. Without you, there is no me, there is no mommy, and words can't express how grateful I am that you are the reason that I have my mother and my family and my life. I love you, Phyllis Archer, always and forever. And this is my letter to you. I love you.
Hi Grandma, happy Mother's Day. First off, look at this amazing, fine specimen before you. Look at these jeans. This come from you. Look, you could make real nice children, you know. Anyway, I just wanted to tell you happy Mother's Day and to let you really know how much I love you and I appreciate you. This video, the intent behind it was to really immortalize the person that you are and capture your essence and let you know how much we care about you straight from the horse's mouth. So I've asked all the family members to say something and so we could compile this video and share it with you so that you know how we feel about you and you don't just have to assume. It's important that we say how we feel. You know, so on this day, I wish you a very happy one. We'll be spending it with you, and we love you.
I think that's it.
Yeah.
But again, I just want to thank you from the bottom of my heart and everything that you have done for us. Love you.
I know it is a blessing.
May God bless you.
Love you, and thank you.
Lift up my eyes to this, I'm blessed, oh man.